saying says monetize your hater vibes will always be there for us. So yeah, it's not like those are not there. If you want to kick it old school, you can always go back to those times where, again, I was YouTubing and doing streams. I mean, dude, that point in time when I was doing like monetize your haters and all that stuff, bro, I was streaming every fucking day for the most part. It was crazy, bro. And the last one that I did was like a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, during the heyday of it all, man, I was streaming every day almost. I would do game streams on the weekend. I would obviously stream every day. I was streaming 5 times a day, sometimes a couple of days, a couple of times throughout the day. So I was always streaming like every fucking day. And I just don't think folks maybe understand just how much work goes into running this damn company. And I'm saying that in a positive way, not like I would much rather be arguing with someone who's strawmanning every position that I have. It's just not a good use of my time. My time should be used appropriately, and that is building the company. That's growing the company. That's tending to my responsibilities, you know what I mean, as an owner of a multi-million-dollar company, right? And not everybody's gonna be down for that. Definitely in this age of like people want these like sort of corny ass like internet edgelord like blood sport type of stuff, and I get it. Definitely, if that's something that other folks do, they're gonna prefer obviously that I'm out there in the trenches with them. But if I'm doing that, then how can I be publishing as much as we've published and as much as we want to publish? I told y'all I'm working to where I want to get a book a month at some point being dropped by this company. The company's not gonna run itself. And definitely with the responsibilities that I have, entering in all these business deals, trying to expand and negotiating and you know, trying to be forward thinking on top of being the EIC and making sure that from the editorial perspective, I'm doing my job as well as the writing when I need to. It's a lot of time, and I work more than I ever had before I was even doing all that YouTube stuff. Like that has nothing on what I do now. It's just not enough time in the day. If I had a twin like the Soskas, perhaps I could have one doing monetize your haters and then me running the company. Those days are done though, bro. Let's be realistic. And also just from a professionalism standpoint, it's just not really an appropriate way that a guy with as much on the line as I got to be operating. So stupid in that context. If I didn't have anything else going, for sure, I wouldn't be wasting time, I guess, at that point. But you get what I'm saying. With running a company like this, it's not a good use of my time, and it's also not professional. So, but yeah, it also like it's about picking your spots. Like I'm not gonna completely abandon that. I mean, hell, I can't say that I wouldn't actually, because who knows, man. If this thing keeps growing in the way that it grows, you know, shout out to Todd McFarlane, not just because we have the luxury of working with McFarlane Toys, but McFarlane and looking at what he's done, like with what he's built, and also his social media presence, right? I don't know if you guys paid attention to that. He is almost exclusively talking about McFarlane related stuff. He's doing all those videos, he's doing the shorts, and all of it's about toys. It's about the industry. It's about what he's got. Like everything that he does is basically surrounding. Yeah, there may be a comment or two, but even the comments, it's about the industry in general, right? It's tough, bro. And that's cool. Like, you know, when that's your primary thing, that's how it's gonna look. So I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that we'll never get to that point. And I certainly don't want to say that like, hey, I'm gonna always be just doing videos every now and then. Because at least right now, you know, we got Ripping the Silverback. That's a cool little time for me to talk about other stuff that's going on. But it's like designated to like a 2-hour slot on one day, right? And then every other day, except obviously the hour slot for Canon's Sake on Mondays, you know, my other time is dedicated to working. So I can't promise that it'll still even be that. Like there may become a time where Riververse ends up being $100 million fucking company. And perhaps, yeah, everything that I put out may have to do with the Riververse. Every video that I put out, every, article, every short, everything that I do may have something to do with the Riververse. It may get to that point. Hell, it would be a good problem to have. I'm going to work as if I can get to that point. Let's say that. We got student OG says, if you see Sanchu medallion, run. Love the books more. About Bruce with a 5 says, there's too much excitement for this universe and too much work to do building the company. No time for you to waste on hateful trolls. Yeah, you're right, 100%. Everybody that's told me that. A lot of fans like, bro, like your focus, understand what you've built here. You got a multi-million-dollar company, bro. Is your time better used to tend to that? Or is it engaging in some sort of homosexual rigmarole? And internet blood sports, which is homosexual rigmarole at the end of the day. And yeah, the answer is I should be focused on my company, not the gay shit. Night Rona with a 5 says, just keep your nose to the grindstone. We got you. Congratulations to the sisters. Y'all rocked. Keep killing it. It's funny. You bring up the Saskas, and, I talked to a fan about that yesterday. And someone asked me, about, just how I'm dealing with stuff. It's like, man, they see a lot of – because – that's the one thing I guess I don't like, because a lot of people may be discouraged, right? Not maybe, they do. They are discouraged. I mean, hell, we had a guy pull out of the fan art contest because he just a bunch of nonsense that was surrounding it. And you got people that, obviously act badly, involving themselves in this bullshit. And, the guy, the fan at the meetup yesterday, he's all like asking me how, I deal with that, right, of most scrutinized man in comics. It's not even close either. And there's just a lot of obsession stuff, right? And I told him there's two things. One was I was into some very foolish things growing up, man. And whatever the hell this is nothing like what I've experienced. I'll make the argument even with music, what I had to deal with and what I had to deal with over the years. With music is more weird than what's happening now. As far as, well, not necessarily in the volume for sure. No. I won't say that. For sure, me starting the Riververse, there's nothing like that. There was, let's be honest. This, let's say, got people feeling some kind of way, more of them than anything that I've ever done. So there's that element, but I've experienced true issues. Been there, done that. So I at least I got calluses, okay? But another thing, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have learned from some of the people that I've had the opportunity to work with, the Saskas being one of them. Of no fault of their own in the Saskas, it's because they work with me. They had to deal with people zeroing in on them and just saying crazy things with the intention to defame. And it's just because they work with me. And if you want an example of how to deal with that with absolute professionalism, look at how the Saskas dealt with it. Big shout out to them. They are this ray of positivity. It's big shout out to them. And I learned a lot from them and how they dealt with that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give a big shout out to them because again, like I said, I learned from that as well. And how to maintain sort of that professionalism and focusing on what you need to focus on when you have just people just being weird. So yeah, big shout out to them and yeah, everybody as well, fans, everybody. It's just like, look, bro, you've transcended anything that you've ever done. What the fuck are you doing trying to still engage in that goofy shit? Focus on the business. And so that's what I did. And guys were rewarding me for it. Let's be honest. Let's be 1,000% honest on that. Like, I'm living a dream right now.